was like, I'm not prepared. I lie. I was prepared. You know why? Because I don't think in terms of, what do I think in terms of, darling?
Whatever.
And we're live,
Sorry,
darling.
yes.
So what don't I think in terms of? I don't think in terms of I'm not ready. I'm always ready. Wow.
Yeah, you're exactly where you are at exactly the right moment.
Thank you very much for understanding what I was saying. Now we have to do a mic check because I have to put the microphones on, if you don't mind. And our mics have been playing up because, Oh well, look, this is a really, really good chance for someone in the mic business to hit us up because you can go places with us. And I'm not just talking for errands and talk about, like, watch this space. Hello, hello, what am I doing? Watch this space. Okay. Mic check, mic check. Are you mic checking? We have sound. Okay. That means we can have some coherent conversation, intelligence, and all that stuff. Actually, things that that are easily understandable. I may not digress. That's boring. That would be like, what would that be if I didn't do all of those things? And you'd be like, but who are you now? That's better. I do enjoy having glasses to see, but it is frustrating to have to do that. Of course, over time, the lenses get rigid. I think that's what happens. Well, we lose flexibility. If you're young, if you're still in your 20s and you have got your eyesight, good eyesight, don't take your eyesight for granted. We'll talk about gratitude in a moment. And you should exercise your eyes, your focus, actually. And one way to do it is, and I really should have done this in my 20s, and I did it intermittently, or I should have actually developed a habit. Do something for about 14 days. It has a really good chance of becoming a habit. Why is it that the bad things become habits first rather than the good things? It's just the way we view something. So bad habits are usually because they're easier things to do. And the good habits, the good things, are actually the harder things to focus on and things that take time. So that's why they're harder to develop a habit with. But, bad things, instant addiction and all that. So with the eye focusing, yes? So hold your finger in front of your eyes, in front there, where's come up, focus, and then away. So close to your eyes, focus, away. So it's a distance. I don't have the words. Use my words, yes. So just away, so you can then have a close up further away, and then look beyond your finger. And that then exercises your lens in remaining flexible. I'm just sharing some eye exercises, darling, and I had shared these with you. But, I wish I had developed the habit when I was younger. I was also talking about habit. It only requires about 14 days of consistency, and a habit is formed. And that's why bad habits form faster. Because bad habits are easier. Bad things are easier and therefore become the habit faster.
Sure.
Good things take time and discipline and focus, and that's why the habit to create those things.
Well, like it's easier to be bad.
Yes,
it's hard to be.
It's hard to be
do
good.
The right thing.
That's
I
right.
don't know why.
It's not hard.
No.
It's not a hard choice at all. But even the things like, we could really lash back or, get angry or do bad things.
People are afraid to be a goody-goody.
Yeah, because it's made to.
Yeah, you're made to feel like that.
I was.
Child. Yeah.
I was from a child. I was always
rat.
a goody-goody.
Like, what? You're doing a good thing here, right? But you're always made to feel like it's bad.
because there's also another way that there's people who use good things. It's the same way as religion has been used. The goodness of people, the goodness of our spirituality then has been manipulated. You know, I mean, unfortunately, I know way too many shitheads who are religious, quite a few of them in Fiji. Sorry, but they're, you know, if you're going to talk, this is our channel of personal experiences I'm sharing with you. Personal experiences, wow. Anyway, so I was talking about the eye exercise, and that's, so focus on your finger here, then away, and then beyond your finger. And then, you know, find focus points and exercise the lens of your eyes to get that flexibility. Fact check, have a read about these things. But why not develop a habit of looking after yourself now? And that's what I was talking about with gratitude. I was just, putting oil on my face, and I have intermittently or erratically shared my skincare routine. What skincare routine? It's not much of a routine. I don't want to make it a chore. I haven't got a 10-step routine for anything of that sort. But in the morning, I do like to just stimulate my face. I wash it, I just wash it with cold water. The colder, the better. And just splash water, because I have washed my face the night before. I usually apply a serum and oil, nothing too heavy, no crazy, steps, etc. I know people really do, and younger women have. It seems to be a rite of passage where we want to buy all the products and do all of the things. But I think that what really works with your skin is just loving it enough to maintain it, to nourish it from the inside, which means hydration. And none of us, except maybe you, drink enough water for our hydration needs. We moisturize from the top. And so what moisturizing does, what moisturizer is a sealant. And so what moisturizer needs to be applied pretty much immediately after you have patted your face and your body dry. So that we pat, we don't rub. Who has time to pat? When I do, but I definitely pat my face. I don't rub my face. And then applying a moisturizer straight after that seals the moisture that the water has provided. So, again, it's like what happened to Earth, the Great Deluge. How we got moisture is because the water got dropped into us, and then the gravitational core of our planet keeps the water on the surface. And that's pretty much what it's like for us. So hydrate to match the moisture. If you're probably doing the good thing, you're moisturizing, etc., but you're perhaps not drinking enough water. We drink teas and coffees and juices and all sorts of other things and lots of alcohol. And just think of alcohol. Every glass of alcohol perhaps is equivalent to dehydrating 3 glasses of water. These are not statistics that are proven. I'm not sure. Maybe scientifically and medically they have been. Actually, yes, they have been. But the stats I'm saying of 1 glass of alcohol being, or like wine, being equivalent to dehydrating 3 glasses of water within you. I think that's fair to say. Because tannins and everything, caffeines and everything take a lot of water.
With 1 glass of alcohol, drink 2 glasses of water.
Well, that's really what has always been the way. And people have suggested, like, when you're out, drink 2 glasses of water for every alcoholic beverage. But no, I guess the whole purpose of alcohol now is to get drunk. We have, by the way, I have just published the latest episode on our podcast, Radio Fly, and that is about the art of life. And we were taking an evening off and having a few glasses of wine. And for us, that just means 2, really. And we have big bouquet wine glasses because wankery, okay? And we do love to inhale the aroma, the bouquet, the fragmented bouquet of the surface tension that, after swirling, it breaks and you inhale it and it's beautiful. Anyway, so, and then we talk about a few things in that one. It's a pleasing episode to listen to. So please do go for it. The link is in our bio everywhere. Radio Fly, and that one is The Art of Life. And we talk about wine now. So yes, we drink it for the taste sensation and the chemical reaction alcohol has with the human body. At first, it's quite pleasant, and over time, it takes its toll. So I think that's what we talk about too. Anyway, gratitude. Oh gosh, that child is crying in the background again. There's a child, there's children, and they're a very they're a privileged family. And they, live in another complex, another penthouse, have a pool up there, etc., etc. Multiracial family. I think they're Germanic, and the one parent is of African ancestry, speaks French. The children don't like the female parent. It's very apparent. Ha! Ah! I hate to say this, and I'm sorry, but I'm nosy, and I like to know my environment. I like to know exactly what is at a 360 degree, and that doesn't mean I'm some sort of, soap opera street gossip type thing, but I do like to know what's. So I'm familiar with the people around. They know. People on our street know. And people in our complex. I'm friendly with them. I don't want to socialize, but I like friendliness and I like community. And so that's how I know things. And I know this woman knows I'm watching her because I say this, knowing women are the gods of the world, but also knowing women have become misogynists and maybe some, perhaps misogyny is now something that is in the DNA because there have been enough people who have felt it over millennia and because of the patriarchy that people have given birth to misogynists, and that's how the cycle continues. Can women especially not be misogynists? Yeah, that's a hard one because that means can males then stop being misogynists, Can people stop being what it seems to be ingrained in them?
So misogyny is the hate of women, right?
Yes. Misandry, anthro is person, andro is man. Yeah. So what's woman?
Because we've had this conversation, it seems like women hate women.
Yes, and
it's apparent in most cases because you just see it and you go, is it a real thing?
Did we talk about this in one of our episodes?
Yeah.
And I think we do need to talk about it further. So you need to you don't need to do anything, but so you can understand why Dwayne says that. And I think it's Dwayne has sisters and a mother, all very strong personalities. You have friends of all genders, and you in particular are someone everyone can relax with. All right. So you don't talk about that. You don't make such a statement from this thing about, the way women have treated you or something. Hell no. That's misogyny. But you're seeing it from a very puzzled perspective where you've seen women just turn on each other.
Yeah.
Or there's this thing we do. Sadly, come on, women, we have to acknowledge this. This is something we do. We'll be like talking all pleasant, etc. And then when we take our leave of each other, we'll be like, oh, gosh, she's such a this and this and this and that. She's such a nuisance. Oh my gosh, she's so this and this. Immediately.
Straight away.
And
gay people do this too.
Gay people do this too. Gay males do this too.
Guys do sometimes, but I don't know.
No, guys are assholes on the surface.
Yeah. They're an asshole too.
And which is worse? Oh, no, I don't know what's worse. Everything's awful. And this is not understand this, in our space, women rule and men are our holy gods, our partners, our companions. I don't like this imbalance in anything. There is equity. Equality exists full stop. And then there is equity. So there's no like, I'm a dominating woman. I want to dominate. Fuck no. I'm a woman, I need a man, and that's our binary requirements. But going back to what you said, yes, I think we should unpack this in an actual podcast episode, because it is a bit, there's lots of layers to it as to why, but simply put, not that question, but what it looks like to you. I think as women, we all just get very disappointed in each other. And women, we all know inside us, we are the most magnificent.
Yes.
Each woman.
Women love fully, but it seems like they all hate each other.
It's crazy, huh?
Yeah.
A lot of that I do put down to the patriarchal
I think so
competition
too.
in place.
Yeah, I think so too.
This is what I'm saying about ingrained, the DNA, the intergenerational misogyny. I think that comes through the lines, because there are lots and lots of women who end up hating their mothers because the mothers hate daughters, mothers hate women, mothers hate the treatment they've had, etc. I know many misogynist women. I have been befriended by many, because misogynist women like to collect women.
Yeah.
They collect women so that they can be the alpha of that group of women. The more the more friends a woman has, especially women, because women misogynists don't want male friends. They want to dominate men. They don't necessarily, they're misogynists, but primarily they're misandrists. So they're actually misanthropes. They hate people. They want to be top dog of this. And a woman already knows, we women already have that power within us, that we know that we are meant to be. But there is also with us this thing where, like I have always said, be a hard act to follow. For a woman, be a hard act to follow. That means working on yourself internally. So, there's always some regret when you're no longer in someone's life. Be that person. And regardless of how they've complained about you when you're in their life, when you're out of their life, sucks to be you people. But women just, I don't know. I think women know that males, and this is a terrible thing I'm about to say, can be manipulated.
Yeah.
Yeah,
this is the myth of the power of the pussy.
If that's all that power is used for, and I'm going to now segue into what I wanted to talk about. Yes, and I think I talked about it a little bit when I going through YouTube. And what's with the shorts on YouTube? It's all clickbait. It's always women's asses, and what's with asses right now? What is with this fascination with everything to do with butts? But ha ha ha. So as I was scrolling through shorts, I came across accounts that seem like they're just teasers for OnlyFans. Now, OnlyFans, I guess, is the YouTube of adult visual stimulation and sexual entertainment. I do have my issues with all of these things, not so much the platforms, because the platforms exist because of demand. Now, the demand could be stopped. This demand on women to, to physically, whoops, hope the sound's still on. Sorry if that's loud. To physically, oh gosh, I don't know. I'm going to say humiliate ourselves or strip ourselves. Actually, not humiliate, because I have written before in feminist articles or in articles that are about feminism, that regardless of what a woman is wearing, I personally would feel stronger. And this is crazy. I would have to call upon my strength, I feel, if I was naked. I don't quite understand why there is shame in being naked. There's dreams. People have dreams of being naked in public. And why women fear being naked in public is fear of man's lack of being in charge of themselves, their lack of control, their lack of discipline, their greed. Women are scared of being sexual and naked because of how of the consequences. we're blamed. A woman gets raped and blamed. What were you wearing? What were you doing? I talked about certain consequences that women can take upon themselves. And I was 13 when I took a consequence of rape upon myself. Because I was raped when I was 13, for those that don't know. So, yeah, going back to what you're saying, darling, this is something we have to unpack in a podcast episode. So stay tuned for that. It's not that women hate each other. I don't know what it is, because women love the love we have for each other. Because surely then you have seen the love women have for each other.
That's what I'm saying. That's why it's a bit confusing.
Yes. And so, but then why do we latch on to hate as being the prevailing emotion or action that women do? When we love each other. Women friends, sister friends, soul sisters, we're just in love with each other platonically. And a little burst of, sensuality. We love each other's sexuality. Women love that when a woman can be sexy and confident and unafraid. Then we go, oh my God, I love you. Women, when they're fans of women, it's this crazy thing. We're such fans of our women celebrities, or we hate them. We're like, the Beyonce, Taylor Swift wars. You don't know any of this, but the Beyonce fans are called Bayhive and Taylor Swift fans are Swifties. And oh my gosh, I am a Beyonce fan. I don't quite understand Taylor Swift's appeal. That's because I am not her demographic. It's more Euro-white, or Euro-construct young women, young people in their 30s now who've grown up with Taylor, who is also in her 30s. And her music is about angst and heartbreak and talking about all the dickheads that she chose to be her boyfriends. And that's a choice, because after a while you do have a choice. But I also think that a lot of Taylor Swift's career is about public relations, and I think she's hiding a lot, and things that she shouldn't have to. But these are things that would affect her bottom dollar. And there's nothing more than people like Taylor Swift and Jennifer Lopez. People like that just want to win, not necessarily accomplish. Anyway, but there's room for all of these people. There's room, I admire Taylor Swift's work ethic and her. You can't deny the woman is talented. She's a musician. She's, a singer. It's so fantastic. There's no need to have that much vitriol if you're not a fan. But wow. And fans of Beyonce, well, they're just bigoted and racist. I don't get it. She's overrated. I don't get it. What's the point? She can't sing. She can't dance. Oh my gosh. Wow. I mean, it's insane. And I'm going to now move on to Jennifer Lopez, because I do say a lot about Jennifer Lopez. I am stopping now for one reason only, because I have been looking at comments on Jennifer Lopez account, fan accounts, etc. I don't follow her Instagram account or anything. And I see the comments women leave, like, oh, stop it, you're too old, you same old. Oh my gosh, you're so this, you're so very, very harsh. And in between the comments of women who are going, oh, stop it, you're just jealous, she's the best, she's amazing, There is middle ground, because I'm not a detractor, but what I have an issue with Jennifer Lopez is that we are the same age, and she needs to stop lying about what she looks like. She is a multi-millionaire, a celebrity, no doubt about her work ethic in order to hustle as hard as she has in order to be famous. I mean, you see clips, etc., of her. She says, the pressure on me to perform, etc., to produce, and then you don't understand how difficult. Okay, well, what are you doing? What pressure? To entertain? By now you have enough money. You don't need all of it. So that's what that's what I don't get. Why do entertainers feel like they have a pressure on them? And so this is like, I don't think so. And this is where I have an issue with Jennifer, because I think it's not about talent, it's about her. And this is where this hustle culture is really prevalent in our societal era now, where Fame is about who you are and not what you do. It's no longer about the merit of what you do. That's so much so that even artists of merit put themselves front and center to showcase their art. And that's the visual things that you see on TikTok and Instagram, etc. Look, I think TikTok is going to lose its hold soon, not just because the state of America wants to ban it because of their fear that it is Chinese owned, simply because TikTok was co-started by a Singaporean man of Chinese ancestry. Anyway, the state of America always seems to have its way because that's what they do. If they can't control something, if they have lost control of something, the narrative, and let me tell you why TikTok is being, come down hard on, because they're going to do this with Instagram, but they can't because Instagram is American owned. But TikTok and all the social media is actually giving voice to the communities and the countries and the cultures that have been marginalized all over the world, especially countries that are in crisis, that are undergoing genocide of some form or the other. So TikTok and other social media platforms is giving a voice to this, and now they want to ban TikTok. And those of us who are using Instagram to advocate for humanity and anti-genocide and anti-atrocities towards humans, those of us who say this know very well that every day your comment went against community guidelines, or we have suspended you, or we have deleted you every time, pretty much every week, if not every day. And every time you post something up that is against community guidelines, it's usually about something about slavery, modern day slavery, the fallacies that have been, that we've grown up with, things that get called history. The lorikeets are going crazy just outside here. So that's why TikTok. So find your information from all the real sources. Reality TV and not even news are things to be trusted, because, my friends, everything is a deep fake now. And deep fake technology has actually been with people for a long, long time. And I'm going to go all the way back to Hollywood, especially. And I think Hindi cinema also may have had access to this. Beauty work, when they used to have special editing rooms where the star, particularly if they were the star, or the studios, because they wanted to create a star, the star's looking a bit haggard because the star usually has some sort of addiction or the other, because the people who go on to become stars and celebrities don't actually always have the intestinal fortitude it requires to withstand such a toxic and beneficial juggernaut as fame. You have to have something within you to understand the responsibility of fame. It's a leadership role. And the people in these roles are not necessarily the people who should be, because they don't quite understand why they're supposed to be there. So they hide behind their shields of the oblivion of alcohol and drug addiction, now filters and fame buffer zones like public relations, agents, managers, entourage, media, fans. Buffer zones galore. Anyway, going back to Jennifer Lopez, stop lying. You are at a point in your life when these people in celebrity land, they have such influence. All these people have to do is say, stop with the lying, stop with the, trying to show everyone that you're a certain age. Jennifer Lopez looks amazing for her age. Why shouldn't she? She's a brown woman. She's a squillionaire with money. Money can cure all issues, because money gives you the freedom to go and then find the treatment to the issues. And if you can't, well, then finite life cycle, sometimes some shit happens. Like, for instance, what has happened to Catherine Middleton, Princess of Wales of the British royal family. Now she has come out and said she has cancer. Look, I feel for her. And then all these people now saying, people shouldn't have said Kate Gate, blah, 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 because we were all, conspiracy theories. What do you expect? With all that we now know in the world, and know how many cover-ups and lies and how many liars are controlling the narrative of the world. And I still don't buy it. I feel very sorry for Kate. I feel terrible for her children. But I also know one thing, and this is from observation, that cancers seem to have a correlation with emotional turmoil. Also, there's just a few bogus things, like if Charles, who was king, his cancer diagnosis was freely shared with the public and the world, because the English royal family think that the world is their public and their people, their commonwealth, their property. And if Charles is king, surely they would want to uphold the myth of the infallible king, the king who will live forever, who will reign in health and wealth.
Long live the king.
Long live the king. But they could see that they can't lie about that, because Charles is getting old. Well, he is old because, mom was preserved by her gin and tonics and didn't cark it till almost 100. She missed out on the Queen's greeting. Anyway. She could have, abdicated, or not abdicated, actually resigned or retired or whatever, handed over the crown of bullshit to Charles, and then could have lived a bit longer and received a congratulations, happy birthday, you're 100 from King Charles, his son. Anyway, so they told everyone about Charles. Well, why not Kate? Because it would have made a huge difference to the women who are her fans and people if Kate had come out and said, actually, she's got cancer, so please, women, look out for yourselves, look after it. Instead, it's like this big sob story, which I am not buying. And sorry, I don't think that I would go that far as to say, I don't think that was Kate Middleton in that video. I think it's a deep fake. I really hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I would love to see, because I had said a few weeks ago, let's see what they say come after Easter, because initial, things were, oh, she'll be back to duty. Right. Well, the world went nuts and went, no, there's something going on here. Because it was very, very simple. All they had to do was, if Kate, after she's had her vagina spread open to bring out the royal heir and the spare and another one, or maybe she couldn't have cesarean because she wouldn't have been able to walk the day after giving birth. But no, if she was expected to stand there while she's bleeding from her vagina because she's just produced a human being from her vagina, then no, I don't buy it. And what's with all these bullshit stories then? Like, if she's supposedly got abdominal cancer, why are they leaking videos of her walking merrily with things in her hand? Bullshit. I'm a publicist. I'm in public relations. I know how this shit works, and I refuse to be a part of it. I am a personalized relations, and my public relations is about integrity and transparency. Privacy, sure, but integrity and transparency. And that's not how the public relations of the world works. By the way, this is a good time to tell you that I'm about to, I have a course about public relations as to what it is and why you should understand it and why this could be a career for you, and where to take it in this new era. Post-COVID, post-pandemic, public relations has changed. I've changed quite significantly, but I'm seeing how people are being exploited by publicists because of it. I also understand that Taylor Swift has a fantastic publicist, as has Beyonce, and they're women. Two very strong women. Anyway, so you're saying women hate women, right? That thing, which is not true, but it's a very, like, even women, a woman knowing the truth of it, I'm like, how dare you say that? You know?
No, I'm not.
I know you're not saying, but that's from just observation. How women just, it's a very strange thing, and why is that? And perhaps I think that women they're not supposed to hate each other, but women have to understand the hierarchy also amongst us. We are all magnificent. We are all gods, but there is a hierarchy of equity between us. Some of us are perhaps meant to be seen and heard more, because
Just 1 minute.
the microwave. Leadership is a quality that we are born with. Unfortunately, people in positions of leadership, well, that's their ego that got them there, not just a need to change things. Because the people who went into politics and into leadership with a need to change things, well, they still haven't changed things. Because more than them, in politics and arenas of leadership, are people who don't want things to change. Anyway, I seem to have more gusto behind their wishes. Okay, so where were we now? I was going to say something else, and I can't remember. I was talking about gratitude, and I was talking about so how. Oh yeah, so I was just had segued into the thing we had talked about before. Erica Badu has come out and is now rubbishing Beyonce. A lot of black women, unfortunately, like to rubbish Beyonce because of all the attention she gets, because as black women, they didn't get quite the global attention she did. And I agree. Even the feminist that was quoted in Beyonce's song Flawless came out and said, I did say that before Beyonce. It's like, okay. And I get it, because a part of me is like that. As a woman of accomplishment, as a woman who has achieved things, when I especially get sent things by my friends and people who follow my Instagram account, etc., who send me reels and posts of things I have already said, and I've been saying for now 30 years, starting from 35 years, starting from radio at 18, in school, in student council, why I was considered a little bit weird because of all the things I used to say when I was a teenager. So of course I get a little bit like, how I know all of this. You don't have to tell me this, but it's fame. And this is why people truly this is why people want fame, because fame gives people first dibs. Even if they steal things from other people, the person who is famous and can make the ideology, the idea, the fact, the words, the product, the event, the whatever, famous first is the one who gets the dibs on that. All right, that's fine. I still get a little bit like, oh, look, I know. And really, we should be, you and I, or we should have the time and the energy to take clips, etc., from the things I say and use them as promotional material. But Dwayne keeps saying that that's what you need to do, and I am reticent about that. And friends have said, all the snippets here and the things I say in amongst everything, because this is not scripted. I just have points, like when giving a speech, and just points. I don't even do that when I give a speech, so I have had to structure myself a little bit, and I make points and I flow. I can't follow a script. I'm not an actor, and I cannot follow a written out speech because I need to be organic with it, to flow in the moment, utilize all the information I have in my brain and my discipline. Create the syntax in here, the sentences and paragraphs are created here before they flow out of my mouth. Now, I should really be, 60 seconds is all what people seem to be able to withstand, 60-second reels, etc., etc. Interestingly enough, they're getting longer on Instagram. The reels have gone from 1.5 minutes to 3 minutes. So maybe people's attention spans are getting bigger again because it's too much. The information highway. And this is where I would like to tell you why I have refrained from sharing a lot of news pieces, especially on my Instagram accounts. But let me just finish what I was saying about Erykah Badu. Love her, but why are you putting Beyonce down, sister? Black women and brown women, when they hate Beyonce, I wonder about that. Like, what insecurity are you feeling? Because this is a woman who is completely secure in herself, or she's showing that. She has the audacity to. But I think people get very smug about the roads they've made, and I get it. Erykah Badu, especially, is an icon. But I think as women, especially, age, we get, unless we're constantly in the public eye, we get made to feel like we are invisible. And even people in the public eye, as we age, women are made to feel invisible. Fuck that. Women should be getting more and more magnificent, especially post-menopausal. Anyway, I was going to talk about gratitude as well, because, do we really know what that is? And I was explaining why I'm refraining from sharing news pieces. Oh, look, it's all getting too heavy. And also, yeah, I have to make a choice here, because all of our accounts are getting punished the more we speak and advocate. Except I saw something the other day, and I'm going to have to put some screenshots of it somewhere. on my Instagram account. So if you follow my Instagram account, great. If you don't, I'm sorry, I'm not taking any more account followers. I lose many on a daily basis, so be it. These are people who perhaps are not supposed to, or are not ready to, or not meant to hear what it is I have to share. So the news, it's more and more, it's more and more, it's confusing for people. It shouldn't be. Genocide should never be confusing. We should never, ever, ever be on the side of people who want to kill an entire country of people, an entire racial grouping, based on what? What? Land? Religious grouping? I mean, now we're finding out that really even, Trump and his associates, his relatives, they're just talking about all that beachfront, waterfront property in Gaza. By the way, when they say Gaza Strip, they want you to think that Gaza Strip is just a little lane. Gaza was home for about 2 million people. Fiji has less than 1 million people, and then we still think it's too big, too populated in some ways. 2 million people live on that Gaza Strip, or now are refugees, or living in rubble, or have had to leave, etc. Constant clips. This is what TikTok and Instagram are, and Facebook are really pushing hard on. Twitter too, I think. I don't know. I don't tweet much now that it's X or whatever. Because I've never been a big Twitterer. Twitter is a platform for those who really, really want to be noticed. I'm good to come in and let set a bomb. I trended for a while, late 2022, because I just asked a simple question of why are Indo-Fijians hated? This was during a very sensitive election time, so I thought, well, why not ask those questions now? Boy, did they try to cancel me or what? I'm like, excuse me, I've been suicidal most of my life, for the first 50 years of my life. Fuck that. You think you can cancel me? I don't think so. I couldn't even do that to myself. I saved myself every time. Those of you who don't know, I have had significant experiences in my childhood and my teenhood, which caused trauma, and I grew up with a traumatized brain, violence, rapes, blah 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 blah. But it wasn't. By the way, I do need to say, and this is my ego that needs to state this. Okay, any suicidal ideation I have had, and that sometimes still, reminds me that it used to be in my head, was because of the abuse I witnessed happen to my God, my mother. It is the violence that she endured. It is the abuse, the trauma that no one else knew, and that is that stays in my mind. So now, with the healing I have, with the incredible healing I have now, the more transparency I have, the more clarity I have within myself and all the memories. And I guess this is why people don't really want to do the hard part of healing, which is facing yourself, looking inwards. Because at the moment, once you break through the trauma thing, all we're doing is like wanting to tell everyone, look at me, I'm traumatized. Feel sorry for me. But it's hard to look at yourself and go, oh boy, and then you've got to confront memories, and the memories I confront is of the child me witnessing the violence against my mother, and that's what my brain had to grow up with, and that's unfortunately the silent scream that is like barbed wire and shards of glass pricking my brain. Oof. And when I was okay, I was just functioning in the trauma fog. And then, it was just swimming around the moat between my skull and my brain. Anyway, we're talking about other things. So that's why I just wanted to say that that's what kept me that way. Now, Twitter. So that was Twitter, and only because people get so offended by the truth. Just a simple question. Why are Indo-Fijians hated? And how dare you say that? Why? I'm Indo-Fijian. I felt it. I want to know. And it's really, and the people who try to cancel me are, interestingly, people who weren't born and bred in Fiji, but they lack their identity of being born in Fiji, but yet they're so proudly Fiji. And from them, I understood that they hated the word Tokay, Itoke. So as an Indo-Fijian, I don't use the term Itoke to describe a person from Fiji who is indigenous. I don't like that term. Kaiviti, use that term. But my gosh, they tried to cancel me, darling. It was ridiculous. Like, what? And these young people saying, who are you? Who cares about what you say? And because I had said, look, I have some experience, blah, blah, blah. And so these people, who the hell cares about who you are, blah, blah, blah. And then for my retort to that is, who the fuck cares who you are? I don't care what you think about me. Who are you? First show me who you are, and then I may give a damn. Who the hell are you to think you can cancel me? No life keyboard warriors who have done nothing for Fiji and would never, but just need the identity. It's all about territory, nothing to do about community. Ownership. Anyway, where was I? So yeah, I'm saying, things about Kate Middleton, actually. I was talking to you about how things can be deep fake.
Speaking of territory.
Speaking of territory. Now, what is with all these games? What are they trying to prove? Who are they trying to protect? What's going on? I'm still on a conspiracy theory here. I feel that Kate might have given Charles, Chucky there, an organ, maybe, that she's not recovering well from. And if she does have cancer and she is undergoing chemo, well, there's a lot of us who have experienced people going through cancer. My 78-year-old mother went through 2 bouts of it. Yeah, if she is undergoing chemo, then I feel for her. She may be losing hair. What it is preventative chemotherapy that she is going through, and that means that they got the tumors out, and so that's what they did for my mother, preventative chemotherapy, and that's just there to burn anything where the tumors were, to see if if there's any remnants of it. That's just a safety measure. I'm not a medical professional, okay? I'm just saying, as a journalist, as an observer, I still feel that something's not right. But, it's all, they've got what they wanted. So now you've got the Kate Brigade all going, see, how dare you? You shouldn't have said anything about a poor thing. Oh, boo-hoo-hoo. She would have done much more for the world, in service of the world, as a member of the British royal family. My husband and I...
You think Diana would have? She was, right?
Well, Diana what?
Would have done more than the royal family.
She did, after she exited the royal family. Diana came to her true power after she, again, not a British royal family fan, but I seem to know a lot about them because I watch everything. Ask me a question about anyone.
They're in the news.
Yes. But anything that is news or current affairs, I take a lot of interest in. Diana would have told everyone, yes, I think that people in celebrity positions of celebrity feel that there is a duty to tell people, particularly women, because women don't look into their health as much as they should. Now, it's very sad that things happen to beloved celebrities like David Bowie and Chadwick Boseman. David Bowie was older and no one knew that he had had cancer until he died. Likewise, Chadwick Boseman, who played most significantly T'Challa in Marvel's Black Panther. The black superhero black people needed to see on screen. Beautiful human being, apparently. Not fair that he should have, and no one knew, not even his colleagues on the set of Black Panther knew. And I understand why Chadwick Boseman did that, because at a time when the world needed to see black superherodom, black superpower, black, strength, he couldn't tell them that behind the scenes of him filming the black superpower, black superhero, black super story, he was also wrestling with the battle of life. And I understand why he didn't. Kate, though, Kate Middleton, Kate, you could do a lot more for your subjects if you actually had told the truth from the start. And this is why I think there is a lot of truth being hidden. That's not truth we're being told. It's propaganda. It's public relations. Why does her hair look so good? I have seen people on preventative chemo, and sure, it affects people differently. I have seen people, not person.
Advancements in tech, maybe
What tech?
medication,
No. No,
not for cancer.
not for cancer. Sorry, but they're all advanced, sure. But if we have only now been able to find a supposed turnaround for HIV, for people who have HIV and acquired immune deficiency system, apparently there are 2 people in the world who have had it reversed. And they had to have been on crazy, crazy treatment to have had that reversal. Before that, cancer should have been something that the medical systems and industries of the world should have found a cure for. But they're not going to find a cure for it because I believe cancers are absolutely directly related to the emotions of a human vessel and the human mind. All that's happening in here. I think that most people who have suffered cancer will, if not wanting to, completely agree, but will perhaps begrudgingly agree. There are a lot of people who will say, no, I deserve nothing to get this. And I agree. You deserve nothing to get it because it's seen as something like a bad, but perhaps what happened is that you felt you deserved nothing good. So your mind then said, okay, it's going to make your insides toxic. As someone who had the toxicity of depression and PTSD and ideation for the first half of my century, and now as a woman in my 50s, postmenopausal, with the clarity and the healing I have, yes, my body is sore. Yes, I've got menopausal, ailments, but actually, it's a lot of freedom, and so I do not want to waste this gift, and that is what I'm talking about: gratitude. I don't want to waste this gift of this healing me, of this healed me. I'm going to say healing because I think healing needs to be a work of progress. People need to be a work of progress. Instead, we say work in progress. That means you put a full stop after the progress, and look, I'm just a work in progress, and you excuse things. But a work of progress is allowing yourself to leave that open and expand. You're a work of progress. You can start here and become huge. A work of progress. I intend to be a work of progress till the day I die, because that's the point as human beings in our finite life cycles, to get to that point. And it's gratitude now, because for me, I've always thought 50, wow, half a century, wow,
Yeah, work in progress means it's happening. It's still happening. It's work of progress means the progress
is happening. The progress is happening.
The result of the work.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
because work in progress says that the work is happening, not the progress.
That's right. Yeah.
That's
right.
so. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yes. So work of progress is the progress is the focus. The progress is happening. So anyway, this is no one deserves to have cancer, which is why if you are younger, regardless of age, actually look to yourself, confront yourself in gentle ways. I'm not saying look at yourself, go, you stupid bit. No, stop with the harshness. Gratitude for yourself and how far your vessel, your psychology, your psyche has brought you into this world. How far it has, helped you survive in a world that is insane. I very quickly want to complete why I have refrained, because it's too much. It's all just getting. I'm not saying don't be aware and share, but periodically pull yourself away just so you can refuel and rejuvenate. Sound is still good, huh? Mm-hmm. But I can't share. And one of the accounts I follow, Mossab or Motaz, no, I think this is Mossab, who is, he's written a book, he's written a piece for the New Yorker, and he's been writing on his posts on his Instagram account, you're all just watching. No one's doing anything. You're all just watching it all happen. And it's true. Because it's not what can we do? We can do. And that's why they're really, really, the backlash is big. They're blaming TikTok because of the Chinese ownership bullshit. It's because of the fact that people in these places of crises and also people of Jewish faith are saying, no, we don't want this. Oh, have you seen what the Zionists are doing? It's insane. I don't understand how these young people are making none of us, no matter how much you hate people, no matter how much you hate your oppressors and your colonizers. I mean, the First Nations people of this land we call Australia are not sitting here feeling, taking glee in anything that happens. Yeah, they want rights, they want reparations, but they're not taking enjoyment out of European people's suffering. They just want enjoyment from their suffering to stop, because that's disgusting, that's inhumane. Likewise, say people of West Papua, and this is interesting. West Papua, not just people of West Papua, people of Papua New Guinea, people of the Pacific region, people who know what's happening to West Papua, and it's been happening forever, ever since the Dutch owned Indonesia. The Dutch then also owned West Papua. Now that the Dutch don't own Indonesia, and this has happened ages now, Indonesia then retained control of West Papua, and this is the problem. West Papua is rich. Papua New Guinea, full stop, is rich with minerals and things to be mined for, gold, and they've decimated annihilated the Amazon jungle, sorry. Papua New Guinea is an ancient landmass with undiscovered things in there. The banana was actually discovered there. Now, West Papua. So Papua New Guineans are actually fighting, and their stance is pro-PAL, anti-genocide. So they are standing up for a people whose religion is the religion of the people who are oppressing the West Papuans. Okay, it's fine. I quite like that. I just hope that people understand. They've unpacked all of these things before they, understand, because justice for one and justice for all is great, but it doesn't happen that way. We don't all just step forward together. We wish, but then that wouldn't be equity. That would be equality, and equality would actually lead to anarchy. Justice for one and justice for all is great, but you have to have an intersectionality ladder on that. Who needs justice first? I'm not saying, gosh, what am I saying here? Does it sound like I'm saying, no, we shouldn't be pro, anti-genocide? We should absolutely be that. But what I'm seeing now is a jumping on bandwagons without understanding that it's a bandwagon. I'm also seeing people jumping on bandwagons, and this is what I saw on Instagram. Like, that sort of reaffirmed why I don't want to do this, because I saw an influencer, I think she's Indo-British, and she put a post of herself sitting out in a magnificent, like futuristic looking place, looked like a terminal of some sort or something, and saying things like, they try to stop us, but I'm still not going to stop my, my pro-PAL stance, etc., etc. And I thought, well, that's great. But then I looked at all her reels, and I looked at her hashtags. And I looked at her reels, and you can see the number of people who have viewed reels, right? That particular reel, so all her other reels had good views, like 5,000, 6,000. One had 10,000, because she was talking about, it was in collaboration with someone. So she's, always hooking up with all the, flashy names, etc., etc. You can still be into labels and still live a high life and still be pro-humanity, still be anti-genocide, still take a stance for the right side, and that is human beings' life. But that particular reel pulled in 60,000 people. So a part of me is like, well, well, Instagram, it's not working. There's still, you try and suppress the voices, but it's not working. But another part of me went, oh, okay. So you got 60,000 views you on a post that you're saying, on a reel that you're saying was suppressed. Well, I think you benefited off that. I think a lot of people, these are optics, and I know a lot of Euroconstruct do that, but also a lot of Oreos do that too. I'm refraining, I'm just watching, I'm observing, I'm watching everything, I'm reading, I'm inhaling news as per usual, not first thing in the morning and last thing at night as I used to. I can't do that. I have to make sure that the oxygen mask is on me first. I can't help people if I'm like, no more helping people from a state of emotional turmoil yourself. This is what everyone has done. Absolutely just neglected their own health in here or their own trauma and used other things and other things to advocate for to deny self-trauma. I did that. You fight for everyone else, you advocate for everyone else, you stand up for everyone else, just because you cannot stand up for yourself in your own self, kind of thing. Anyway, so that's why I am refraining, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to do One Take News. One Take News is a very, we're back in the season, but I fluctuate with it, and I have now decided we're all going to be, and you are good with that too, and being flexible with these things. Because of so much we do, we need to. So our magazine, The Starlander, has been on hiatus, but now we're going back into the new publishing season because we do so much. We juggle a lot of roles. We need to choose which one we're going to focus on at any time. So now that we've finished some things, we're going to focus on a few other things. So One Take News will come and go depending on where the focus is. Of course, if you want to sponsor it, please let us know, because that would absolutely help us get One Take News happening every week. Because what you need, people, is truth and transparency with your news. And you need both sides. You can't just have one side. News is impartial, sure, but I don't want to give news like that. I don't want to be impartial. I want to be on the side of humanity. I am grateful for that. I think we're going to run out of time because I'd like to go and eat. And breakfast, our daily egg, is the breakfast show. So I will talk about gratitude more tomorrow on the daily egg, about what it is, what it truly is, and how I really, really understand it and feel it now. Anyway, thank you very much for being here. This is the daily egg for, Wednesday, March the 27th, 2024. Thank you very much for being here. Please join us tomorrow again, and I will be talking about gratitude, and I'll have some other topics for you because I have been talking about the 4-day work week. We have been talking about that. Remember, we have our podcast, Radio Fly. Link is in the bio, everywhere we are. We've got some fantastic episodes. Yes, I can say that they are fantastic. Otherwise, I wouldn't publish them. Bye. See you.